Hi. Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Forge. I know I'm usually on the other side of the room, but at the moment it's just an absolute craft explosion in here. So I thought I'd do one with me sat down on a chair with a nice view of my desk, covered in badly painted zombies I got off eBay. So for this episode I thought I'd do a quick unboxing of some of the stuff I recently ordered off of eBay. I got a selection of different kobolds in the slideshow. First off, I got 2 packs of 6 standard kobolds on sprue. I also got 2 kobold leaders. These are all from Bones. I got some pewter miniatures, Darkhaven Legends 4 kobolds, and it's a different sculpt. And then I got some Nolzur's Monstrous Miniatures, pack of 3 kobolds. So why don't we just crack on and have a look at what they look like. Okay, so first up we've got the pewter Darkhaven Legends from Reaper. So I actually already opened these, hence the ease of the packet falling apart. So first up, straight out of the pack, we have got the Archer. Now the sculpt is actually pretty good on these. I already painted up a previous batch of the regular pack of 6 kobolds. Some of you may have seen that on the forum ages ago. Either way, these are a very similar sculpt, but they're actually pretty high quality, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, of course, there's the usual mould lines, that kind of thing, but you know, nothing a little bit of trimming won't do. Plenty of detail to pick up on there. Got a little guy here with some kind of weird rod. He's on this weird tiny little base. What the hell is that? What's it supposed to do with that? So obviously I'm probably going to have to stick these onto some kind of additional base. And then you got Johnny 2 swords over here. As usual, something's bent out of the box with Reaper, but that's not too bad. I can neaten up a bit more later. Yeah, again, a weird tiny base. I would give those overall 8 out of 10. Next up we have got the pack of 6 kobolds, but these ones are in Bones rather than pewter. So just get these bad boys out. These are the Bones material, so you know, don't expect perfection, but this lot actually look pretty good. All the face sculpts seem to be pretty good actually. The last lot I got, they all looked like they had some issues with cleft palate or something, because the faces were all screwed up and it made painting them an absolute ball ache. But these guys, the detail's actually really high on these, considering that they're Bones. They've kept their shape pretty well. I mean, this guy's thing is, his spear is all wonky, but there's no problem there. I mean, I literally just bend it and it kind of stays where you want it. I'll hit that up with some hot water or a hairdryer and straighten that up. I mean, there's a bit of a few ragged edges around some of the seam lines on the sword, but they've positioned these guys so that a lot of the mould lines are actually along the plane of the creature, so they're along the edge of the sword or down the shoulder. You see just here there's quite a nasty mould line, so what I'll be doing is I'll be in a next video probably showing you how to get rid of that. So that's those 3, and then you got this 3. Yeah, again he's got the droop going on there, but the overall sculpts are actually pretty good this time. His face is a little bit twisted, but I'm assuming that's intentional. That's his actual face. And then yeah, everyone else seems good. High definition, better than the last lot I got. So I would give those guys 9 out of 10. because I've got a decent sized base and the sculpt's actually pretty good, all said and done. I got 2 boxes of those, just because, you know, kobolds, they like to attack in mass. But next up we've got the Dark Heaven Kobold Sprue of, I can't remember what these ones were, I did mention it earlier in the video, but I think one of them's like a big warrior dude with a flail and one's like some kind of magic user. Alright, so with these guys it's 2 on a sprue, and you know, these guys' virtual sculpts are really high detail again. Now these guys, there's a little bit of a size issue with some of these guys. I mean, they're like almost twice the size, and these are supposed to be kobolds, but these guys, they're twice the size of these little fellas. I'm an inventive guy, I'll explain it away. But yeah, they're definitely kobolds, but they're definitely massive as well. This guy's flail, it appears to be sculpted as part of his head, which is a bit weird. I'll have to check out some images online to see if it's meant to be that way, or if they just sculpted it that way and you're supposed to straighten it out later, I don't know. But yeah, and then this guy, he's got like fire in his hand, so that'd be a really interesting opportunity to paint that stuff up. So you've got fire on there, so we do some object light source painting. Trying to get some detail on these guys' faces. Yeah, this guy's face is all like chewy. Yeah, I can't really tell what is going on there. Okay, right. Hang on. I think I've figured it out. So I think that and that are glasses, and it's like the edge of the glasses. That's his eye. His mouth, his nose. Yeah, so this dude's wearing glasses, which is really abstract. This guy's face, yeah, I mean, it's not great. A big mold line right down the middle of his face, which kind of puts everything off center. A real shame, because they were otherwise great sculpts. I have to give these guys, I don't know, like a 6 out of 10, because they're just disappointing around the face and the size issues. Next up is the one with the most to prove, being as these are official D&D miniatures, and you know, they're pretty dear, they're pretty expensive. They've only just become available in the UK, and you know, the artwork on the back of the packet certainly blows a trumpet to what they're supposed to look like. You know, these things, as advertised, look pretty damn good. So I've got them out of the packet. Get rid of all this guff and paper, and immediately I'm disappointed. I didn't want to say this, but I am immediately disappointed. I don't know if you can see, but the mold lines on these things are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm really shocked. You know, these things are supposed to be pre-primed with Vallejo paint, but unfortunately that doesn't mean shit when I'm gonna have to go to town on this thing with a rotary tool or something to get rid of all the ridiculous mold lines. So the mold lines literally run all the way up his leg, all the way up across his quiver, all the way down his shoulder, off of his hand. There's mold lines in here, where nothing's been finished properly. This guy's head doesn't even seem to be attached properly. I mean, look, it's just like, what, did they glue that on with like goggles on or some shit? There's a big mold line right down the center of his tail, right underneath. And quite frankly, I think whoever was applying the paint must have used a house brush, because there is tons of detail on here that is absolutely smothered in this base coat. I mean, look at the fringe. Look at the fringe of shite that shouldn't be there around that quiver. There's your detail, right? And all of this crap is just like spare crap that doesn't want to be there. That's just the first guy, so let's not judge him all too quickly. So yeah, again, this guy has such a big seam down his back, it looks like he's been stuck together out of two disparately proportioned pieces. His weapon's bent. I'm guessing it's supposed to be a sword, but it looks more like a boomerang. There's just spare flashing all around it. Also, these things are really bendy. I mean, these things, they're just like Reaper Bones material, I think. Or at least this sword seems to be. The main of him seems a bit sturdier, but look at his arm. His arm's been like glued on by a blind man. Look at the gap. Look at that. What? Look at the... Oh my god, this is just so disappointing. And then you got this little guy who's got what I can assume is like a spear, but it's like so thin it looks like a twig, and the top's all messed up because there's like sprue and spray painted Vallejo all over it. You know, the detail's just about visible on the chest, which is great. But Jesus Christ on fire, this is just awful. And these were the most expensive, and they come with these little disc stands, which, you know, no good to me because all of mine pretty much on square or sculpted bases. I mean, they come with a sculpted base, but still, it's pretty dire. I'm so annoyed about this. I'm actually just knocking the camera about. But yeah, so all said and done, these guys, I mean, let's hold them up for size comparison. I mean, these guys, they're clearly much more defined sculpts than the Reaper ones, but well, it gains in sculpt details. It then loses by the fact that those details are smothered in a base coat that is just thick and glippy gloppy, and it's smothered all the excess detail that you would have hoped would have been revealed. So much promise for these, but they are absolutely shocking. So disappointed, you know. Honestly, there's going to be so much work to get those working properly that I'm going to say that for me is about a big 3 out of 10. I mean, scale wise they're alright, but that's just big thumbs down from me.